Good morning, everybody. Hope that you are very well, and welcome to this morning's analysis where we can be taking a look at Bitcoin. Obviously, we're getting quite a big move this morning to the downside. We're going over why this is currently happening, and then taking a look at the altcoins. The altcoins I feel are like a really special situation of where they are in the chart. Obviously, we're seeing a little bit of red today across the board, but in comparison to what they are doing in the bigger term timeframes, it's pretty interesting the levels that they're at. So I'm going to be taking a look into that in today's live stream, taking a look at Bitcoin in today's live stream, probably doing some questions and answers as we go along. I've never actually live streamed at this time before. We are currently at 11 minutes past 11 a.m. here in England right now. So yeah, this is a first for streaming at this type of time. So you guys and girls will have to let me know whether you like live streams at this time or whether you prefer live streams later in the evening. Please let me know. Okay, I will read the comments here. But you're going to have to let me know, are the live streams nice at this time of day, or do you prefer them in the evenings, or when kind of is the best time for everybody? But hello, good morning, everybody. We'll give some time to, we'll give people some time to get in. We've literally just gone live, never gone live at this time. We'll see how we get to it in, a few minutes here. I'll say good morning to everybody before we begin, really. So hello, Peter. Hello, Pia. Hello, champions. Hello. Ano Mayex. Harrieta. ¿Cómo estás? How are you doing? Kubi. We got a lot of people in here this morning. Hello. Another day, another win. Let's go. Yes. Hello, Yunez. Yes. Wow, midday stream that I can actually attend. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. We actually have quite a lot of people watching us from, different states inside of America. We obviously have a lot of people from Australia and New Zealand. And I was like, you know what? Let's show some people in the opposite time zone some love and go live for them, because like they generally miss these streams. So yeah, good morning, everybody. Hope that you are very well. I suppose what we'll do here is we'll begin. We got nearly 500 people, so I suppose we'll begin when we get 200 likes on the video. Shows me you're all ready. And yeah, we'll begin when that hits 200. We'll start to go over Bitcoin. Yeah, when everybody is ready. So that's going to be great. What's up? What's on, mate? How's it going? Can you live stream 24/7? Well, I was debating doing some 24/7 live streams. I wanted to do a 24/7 live stream in the past. I'm not sure how many of you can remember. It depends how long you've followed me for, really. But back when I was on Twitter, I wanted to do a 24-hour live stream. So this would have been a year ago. Obviously now Twitter is no more for myself. But yeah, I wanted to do a 24-hour live stream back then, and it never really materialized into anything because I started to have the idea, and then obviously the Twitter got banned, and I kind of just just kind of forgot about it, really. But yeah, I was interested in doing a 24-hour live stream just for like why not sort of thing, why not do a 24-hour live stream? But I want to do it. If I do one now, it would be like for some sort of charity thing. So it would probably be like, for example, when we hit like 50,000 subscribers, that would be like a really big milestone hit for myself, like a really big achievement to hit 50,000 subscribers. So I suppose I would be willing to do something like that, like a 24-hour live stream for hitting like 50k subscribers for myself, and then it would be a charity live stream, for example. So if anybody donates, sort of thing, that would go to the charity, and I could, for example, double all the donations received. So let's say we receive, I don't know, a couple $1,000 in donations during the stream. I would double that and would donate $4,000 or $5,000 to the chosen charity. I think that would work really nicely. Nice for myself, a celebration of hitting 50,000 subscribers. Nice for everybody else, because you literally will get to watch me trade for 24 hours. And nice for the charity who gets some money out of it. So yeah, I do think that would be, yeah, I'd be more than willing to do it. And I do think like hitting like some sort of goal such as 50k, I think that would be like a nice for everybody sort of thing. I think it's a win-win-win. Everybody wins in that situation, really. So yeah, that is an interesting idea, isn't it? 10 p.m. in Australia. Hello from Australia. Perfect time of the day. No worries. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, we have a lot of people in the chat right now from Australia, from New Zealand, from different states in America. I see this at the moment. People from South Africa. Wow, we have people from everywhere right now, literally from everywhere, all over the world. And that's what I absolutely love about the community that we have here. We literally have people from all over the world. We have people in here from Africa. We have people in here from America. We have people in here from New Zealand. Oh, man. We have some people in here. Some people in here from Japan. Wow, this is crazy. We have people literally from everywhere. From Croatia. Some people obviously from Europe right now. That's brilliant. That's really, really, really nice. And so, yeah, we have hit that. We have hit the 200 likes. So that's absolutely amazing. What we'll do is that shows me you're all ready for the live stream. So I think we can begin then. So that's cool. Right. What we going to do here first then? Before I cover the altcoins, and I think you're going to absolutely love the altcoin section that I got for you. I've kind of prepared something really special for the altcoins. So I want to start briefly here on Bitcoin. I'll start briefly here on Bitcoin, and then we'll move over to the altcoins. I just want to remind you all that in yesterday's video, I was obviously discussing the importance of 36,200. Obviously, in yesterday's video, we were down and around here. I was saying 36,200 is that level that seems pretty key for me for the bulls to reclaim. Okay, and I obviously expanded upon this on the Instagram story, and I just have to show this because it was pretty interesting. Or it was pretty good prediction. Let's just put it like that. Hope you can hear this. You should be able to hear this, I believe. But I just want to play this clip for you a second because it was pretty funny. What I wanted to say here before we get to that clip, shout out to the community. Obviously, you're all absolutely loving the TA at the moment. It's absolutely, I've never received so many messages of like, just absolutely loads and loads and loads and loads of messages of appreciation, people loving it. I saw this comment yesterday of saying thank you for sharing your amazing talent for technical analysis. I've made $500 this week from just watching the videos. I was just like, wow, this is so amazing. It really is. I love the community. I love you all. That's why I'm here this morning. But this is what I wanted to bring your attention to. I think, can you hear this? Nope, I need to unmute.
36.
And remember this, everybody.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We literally just hit $36,200 to the exact dollar. So let's see how this rejection ends. But that is really nice. We just hit it absolute right off.
We obviously saw a $400, actually ended more than that from the exact level.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is why we call it the magic technical level. That was $36,200 to the exact dollar for this massive decrease in price.
So yeah, that was pretty funny because we hit it yesterday, that level to the dollar, and then we obviously saw that really nice decrease in price, which really gave you the bull flag in the end. It ended in like a bull flag. You had the bull flag and then you had another impulse out of it. So what I like to say is the way that you can get your targets for these impulses, I like to take the fib extension. Obviously, you can go from the beginning of your impulse to the high down to the low of the flag that's put in. And as you can see, once again, targets miss really, really, really. It got very close to the target, but it missed it by a total of 0.18%. So ladies and gentlemen, this just honestly really highlights for me the importance of when you have a breakout. Okay, so this was obviously a breakout at the time. When you're getting those breakouts, you got to be not greedy on your take profits. So if you were trading the breakout of that bull flag, okay, then you got to not get so greedy on the take profits, because let's say, for example, once again, we've seen this so many times recently on Bitcoin where you have these measured move targets and it will miss the target by literally, well, here we missed it by 0.18%. We've seen it missed by a few $100s, obviously on a bigger term time frame. But the really important thing is you cannot get greedy on the moves. You cannot get greedy, because otherwise you're going to get into the situation once again of really nice profit turn to a loss as it comes back down. That's not what you want to be seeing. You are going to be having to take profits. As you saw here, ladies and gentlemen, you actually saw the shooting star candle. Okay, so the shooting star candle is a bearish candlestick pattern. Okay, so what we had here was a really big wick to the upside, which then closes down here. That is a shooting star candlestick, and that is a bearish candlestick pattern. So what I'd be saying to myself is, okay, we missed target by 0.18%. Okay, that's fine. We can maybe go on, but when you start to see the bearish shooting star candlestick, got to be saying to yourself, okay, it's really sensible to take profits now. I could take 50% profits and put a stop loss. Okay, so I could put my stop loss back below the low, and if I get stopped out, I get stopped out in profits. Okay, if you were trading the breakout of that bull flag. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, obviously I was showing there was a few ways you could view that. You obviously had it also as a falling wedge. So you also had the falling wedge, which was also breaking out of the bull flag. So you had two things that were breaking out at the same time. But yeah, basically it missed target by 0.18%. And you saw the pullback here. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to highlight to you once more the importance of this 36,200 level. It's absolutely brilliant. Look at it. I mean, we saw it act as resistance, and I want to remind you that this is a level that I don't think anyone else in the whole world recognized. Like, that 36,200 level was really special. That was recognized by myself. We hit it to the exact dollar for the big decrease in price. Before breaking, it acted as support temporarily, before losing, coming back into resistance here, coming back into support resistance here. Ladies and gentlemen, this level has been holding up for the last 18 hours. For the last 18 hours, it has been absolutely pivotal to the market, coming in as resistance, coming in as support, coming in as resistance, coming in as support, and now it's obviously flipped to resistance. Here we actually saw it back tested for a move down of basically 4% move to the downside. Oh my, 4% move to the downside. I mean, yeah, that level was special. It really, really, really was. I'll show you this really quickly. And then we'll go over where this is likely to go in the short term here. Just want to show you one more thing here. 32,000. Let me show you this, ladies and gentlemen. It was the target. Where's the target? Where's that bullseye? Let me try and find it a second. Oh, there we go. So yeah, there you go. This was pretty funny. This was a post from the champions group where I just had that target, and I was asked, like, why is 36,200 major resistance for you? And like, we literally come into that level, you know, this is hours later, and there's the bullseye target. But that was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. Anyway, moving on. That's enough of that. No, that's enough of that right now. that was me just starting the live stream saying, look at that, that was nice. Well, to begin then, Bitcoin, what do we have going on here then? Wow, we have 1,000 people in the live stream. That is absolutely incredible, considering we're like at low peak time. Like, this is not peak time. That's pretty impressive. We got 1,000 people in here. Thank you ever so much, everybody. Okay, thank you ever so much. I hope you're enjoying it, what you're seeing. So what do we have going on here? Really, you know, this is the thing on Bitcoin. I know that the titles that we're doing are a little bit obviously clickbait, but I really love what people are saying. Like, they come for the clickbait title, they stay for the great technical analysis. I love the people, they make me laugh. Obviously, what we have going on here, and I know there's obviously clickbait titles of, oh, this looks like it's going to pump massively, this looks like it's going to dump massively, blah 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 blah. I really just think we're in a sideways range. I know that's not, you know, that's not what everybody wants to know, but we're kind of just going sideways right now. Okay, so there's no need to think we're getting massive breakouts, massive breakdowns. Yeah, the titles are a bit clickbaity, but you know, if you're actually listening to the content, we're pretty much sideways at the moment. Okay, so you can see here locally what we have is our high of our current move. We have a high up here. We'll mark this as resistance. We have our low down here, and we're going to mark this as support. Okay, so we have our resistance at basically 40,200, and we have our support of the range basically 30,400. Okay, so we have our low and the high. So what we can say is everything within this is making a lower high or a lower low. So basically, we can envision that this was our low of the range, this was our high of the range, and we are essentially going to be curling up. You can then see here, we've made a new low. We then put in a lower high, and then we've put in a lower low. So currently, within this range, we are going low, lower, low, lower high, lower low. So what we could envision here is a lower high, for another lower low, for another lower high, for another lower low, which would essentially bring us down to the bottom of the range. Okay, we could envision something along these lines. which would give us an impulse, a flag for another impulse out of the move. Okay, so that's kind of what one could envision at the moment. Okay, we are literally making lower highs and lower lows. And that's obviously short-term bearish, but at the end of the day, what you could still be expecting is when it comes down to the low of the range, well, come back up to the higher of the range ultimately, and we remain range bound here. So what that's one idea that well, it's not really an idea. That's just a hard cold fact. It is a fact that we have made a high, low, a lower high, a lower low, and we're either searching right now then for the lower high, okay, which would put our lower high in here and come back down, or alternatively we break the downtrend, and that will mean taking out this high, and then what you'd be looking at is actually a low, a high, a higher low. If it breaks this high, we make an internal lower high, would search for the higher low, and would be then looking to break this high. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, you actually have two important pivots for the day. For the day, you're looking at two internal pivots here. I'm giving you internal pivot number 1, which is here. And then we're giving internal pivot number 2, which is here. So we have an important intraday support coming in at basically $34,000, an internal intraday resistance coming in at $38,000. So we can actually expect a fairly slow day today. There's no reason to be expecting massive breakouts, massive breakdowns, because internally we are still internal from our last pivot high to the last pivot low. Okay, so there's no reason to think this is massively bullish, massively bearish. Really, there's literally no need to think that this is massively, it's very neutral. Okay, it's very neutral. We are literally just curling up here. If we break this support, we are obviously going to be looking down to our lower support. And if we break this resistance, we will be looking up to our higher resistance level. But ultimately, right now, we are just in a sideways range. Even here locally, you can see when we zoom in a little bit more how clear this is. We really went from the low of our range up to the high, down to the low, and now we're at the equilibrium of the range. So the equilibrium of the range is basically right in the middle. You're right in the middle of the range right now, okay? So, yeah, that's what I'll be saying right now. It's this is the thing of trading, and I want to remind you all this, that the market is ranging the majority of the time. So when you're trying to trade the breakouts, when you're trying to trade the breakdowns, you have to be really careful, okay? Because a lot of the time the market is going to revert back to the mean. So what I mean by this is, imagine we had the low here yesterday. Okay, that would have been the low yesterday. And imagine that you tried to short the breakdown here. You would have shorted the breakdown and instantly lost money as price came back up. Imagine that was the high here. Price tried to break out, and instantly you'd have lost money as it come back down. What would you be better doing? When price comes up to the high, taking shorts. When price comes down to the low, taking longs. So instead of trying to long the breakouts and short the breakdowns, you'd actually be better trying to short the highs and long the lows. Isn't that maybe different than what many people will try and get you to do on YouTube and Twitter, which is basically breakout. What I like to do is actually, trade the range. When you get that deviation from the range, when you're at the low of the range, you look for longs. When you're at the high of the range, you look for shorts. It's not trading breakouts after breakouts after breakouts. Okay, you have to remember the majority of the time the market is ranging, which does mean it's going to punish people trying to trade these breakouts all the time. People try and buy the breakout and then it dumps. People try and buy, or people try and short when it's breaking down and it pumps. Okay, and it's because cryptocurrency is an asset which is very much against retail, I want to say. The way that retail loves to trade is buying these breakouts, trying to short these breakdowns, just doesn't really work very often. Okay, I've been trading this market now a long time. Trading in general even longer, and yeah, breakouts I've never ever been a fan of, especially in cryptocurrency. Okay, although if you're in the champions group, I did trade the breakout of 20k, did trade the breakout of 30k. They obviously worked really well, but they were under specific circumstances, not just intraday trades like this. I wouldn't be looking to trade breakouts of intraday ranges such as we're in right now. See, that's kind of my perspective on Bitcoin, but I wanted to focus on altcoins in this video. I do want to focus on the altcoins because I do feel that there is actually some opportunity right now on the alts in general. I'll go over the altcoin that I am in right now. I don't want to shill it, obviously. I'm just going to give my perspective on the chart of why I'm in this coin. Again, I'm not going to be telling anybody to buy or sell. No financial advice in the video. Of course, there's no financial advice. But I do have an altcoin that, I don't know, I like the look of, I suppose. So I would like to go over that one. But yeah, there we go. So let's see what we have in here. Thank you, by the way, Eunice, for helping. That's absolutely brilliant. You, that's very, very kind. Wow, we have a lot of have a lot of comments in here. That is amazing. Let's try and take a few of them. Like the TA, smash the like. I guess if you are liking this technical analysis, you can give a big like to the video. It really does help. It just helps out, get people involved, grow the channel. And again, I'd love this channel to hit that 50k subscriber target. If we hit 50k, that would be absolutely insane. And I would like to give back. We'll do some giveaways. I'm sure we could make the stream really fun. We'll do some giveaways. We'll do some live trading. We'll do that stream for charity. I think it would actually be brilliant. And you can hold me to that. I'm not sure if it'd be 24 hours. I might do it 12 hours because I've never in my life done anything for 24 hours. I probably would die. But a 12-hour live stream is acceptable. I could manage 12-hour live stream, I think. I just don't want to hold myself to the 24-hour stream. But I could hold myself to the 12-hour. I think it's a lot more for myself. It's a lot more. I could do 12 hours, but 24 hours, I literally think I might die. Or you'd just watch me asleep for 12 hours of the stream, and that would be pretty boring. But yeah, there we go. That's funny. So yeah, hello to a few other people that are joining us. Hello, Steve. I know Steve is from Australia, so he's watching us from Australia right now. Hello, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I suppose that's Bitcoin right now. It is fairly sideways. It's fairly unexciting, I suppose. But yeah, I suppose that this is the thing of trading. It's not always super exciting, massive moves every single day. You got to get used to these kind of slow-paced trades, and that you can make these slow-paced trades your bread and butter. You can obviously be making money while it's moving quote unquote slowly. Okay, so you don't have to get a massive move to make money. You can literally be making money on these really small ranges. Okay, so that's a really important thing to acknowledge. You definitely do not need a massive move to make money. These small ranges, you can be making money right now. And I am in a trading position right now. So, while we're speaking, my account is basically making money. I'm in a small short position. Okay, so I am in a small short at the moment. We'll see how, I'm not expecting anything massive really from it. But it was taken last night, basically, on when we had the shooting star above that high. Yeah. So that's what's going on at the moment in my Bitcoin trading position. Shall we move on to the altcoins then? Should we do the altcoins? What I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, I have made this for me is absolutely hilarious, and I really, if you know my style, I think you'll absolutely love it too. What I'm going to say, smash up the likes. Let's get this video. We got 1,200 people in here. Let's smash up the likes to 800 likes. And when we get to 800 likes, I'm going to begin the altcoin section with a meme, because I have made my first ever meme. This is literally my first ever meme, and I made it for the stream. And I want to show you all the meme. For me, it's absolutely hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. And I want to share it with you. Let's smash up the likes to 800. If we can get that done, I'm going to share the meme with you and we'll start the altcoin section. And it's honestly, I don't know. For me, it makes me laugh. And the altcoin that I'm tracking right now, by the way, is moving up, I see. It is moving up right now, the altcoin that I'm tracking. So I want to cover this altcoin. But yeah, I hope you're going to laugh. I hope you're going to laugh. It made me laugh anyway, making it. I was like, I don't know. It's pretty funny. Well, I found it funny anyway. I laugh at my own jokes, but maybe I'm the sad guy that laughs at his own jokes. Oh man, oh man, oh man. We're at 630. Let's get that 645. The likes are coming in very quickly. Get this to 800 likes. We'll begin the section of the altcoins. and I'll cover my altcoin that I personally think looks pretty nice. And I will start off by the meme. I gotta start the altcoin section with the meme. It is pretty funny. It really is. But yeah, currently everybody, Bitcoin just going sideways. I suppose I can share the position that I'm in. I'm not really that against sharing my position. This is the trade that I am currently in right now. So this is the trade that I was in after we saw the shooting star. So it is currently $1 million short position. Currently up on this about $22,000. But, you know, I'm not expecting anything massive from this move at the moment. But, you know, as I'll always say, ladies and gentlemen, I will always be trading my analysis. I will always be trading my, you know, opinions. I'm not just going to be a YouTuber that sits here giving sort of ideas and things, but not actually trading my ideas. Okay, there's many people that can do analysis, but they cannot do trading. Okay, they cannot trade, but they can do brilliant analysis. You know, people can do absolutely amazing. And we're talking about amazing analysis, really impressive analysis. But when it comes to putting money on the line, they cannot do it. Okay, but I can do the analysis and I can do the trading. That is $1 million short position that I am in right now on the Bitcoin chart. And that is currently unrealized profit of $22,000. So that's the short I'm in right now. Again, I am not expecting anything really massive. Oh no! I just shown the meme. Ah, no! I showed the meme. That was my meme. I put my man. I showed it accidentally. Well, there we go. That was that, wasn't it, ladies and gentlemen? There we go. I shown the meme. There we go. I mean, what can I say? I suppose that starts the altcoin section. That starts the altcoin section. Yeah, I just want to highlight that short. I'm not really expecting anything massive from it. I literally don't even mind getting stopped out at break even on the trade. It's just a position that I wanted to hold overnight. After we had that shooting star, really. For me, it was just a nice hedge to sleep in. Obviously, we made our way down overnight. And I actually took profits on this one before I went to sleep even. So I managed to, I'll just update you really quickly before we start the altcoin section. So basically my short was literally taken up at the very high. And then I actually closed out the majority of it straight away here. Because I was a little bit thinking, okay, we might actually hold this as resistance back into support and move up. So I have taken profit on that position already. And that was before I went to sleep last night. And then I woke up to saw another move up, another move down, and I was basically just like, I'll just hold the rest of this position. If I have to close it at entry, I'll close the rest of it at entry. So I just want to highlight that short is nothing special. It's just a position that I'm holding right now, but I'm not expecting anything massive from it. Really, I'm really not expecting anything massive. You know, I just want to really highlight that so everybody basically fully understands that short is nothing special at the moment. It's just a position I'm holding. And I don't really care getting stopped out of it break even either. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to cover some altcoins. That's what the focus of today's video is. So the focus of today's video, I want to start with the meme. And this for me, it made me laugh. I know you all saw it briefly there, but what can I say? This was my meme. And this is the absolutely hilarious meme of, is that a meme? We have Twitter and YouTube. They are looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart. They are studying the Bitcoin's dominance chart. Okay, the Bitcoin dominance chart, I'm telling you, everybody, is a meme in itself. Bitcoin dominance chart equals meme. If you see people charting the Bitcoin dominance chart, they do not know what they are doing. Again, all my opinions, I'm not going to be talking about anyone in Pacific because I honestly don't care what anyone else does, if I'm totally honest with you. But I'm telling you right now, the Bitcoin's dominance chart is an absolute meme. People love to chart it and it doesn't even make sense. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have Twitter and YouTube looking and charting even. They're going to be doing technical analysis, just absolute facepalm on the Bitcoin dominance chart. They're going to be saying, are we going to get a Bitcoin dominance chart? And is that going to be an alt season? For me, this is hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. But there they are looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart and saying to themselves, is that the beginning of an alt season? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we can be discussing today. Are we going to get are we going to get are we going to get an alt season because of the Bitcoin dominance chart? What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Are we going to get an alt season because of the Bitcoin dominance chart? The answer is absolutely not. Absolutely not. It really matters in the least amount, the Bitcoin dominance chart, to whether the alts are going to move up or the alts are going to move down. That is absolutely a meme. If you chart the Bitcoin dominance chart, I'm telling you now, you're absolutely wasting time. You are absolutely wasting time. You're following people that really don't have a clue what they're on about. Again, maybe they love to do this for analysis. You know, again, the difference between a trader and the difference between an analysis. Analysis, I'm sure, will absolutely love to go on the Bitcoin dominance chart. They'll love to chart this. You know, they'll love to get out their fibs on the Bitcoin dominance chart. But are they making money? That's the big question. Do you think people that chart this are making money? My educated guess would be absolutely not, because this is a meme chart, and here we have the people that love it looking at this and they're saying, is that an alt season? Is that an alt season? The answer is absolutely not, ladies and gentlemen. So that's my meme. If you like the meme, you could smash up the like buttons, and I will explain a little bit further of why that is absolutely not the case. That was the meme that I made for you. I hope you all enjoyed that one. But yeah, basically, it doesn't matter in the slightest, the Bitcoin dominance chart. People that chart this is honestly just a massive waste of time. Why will an asset move up? Because the chart itself is looking really good. That's why you'll get some alts that moved up, some alts that moved down, some alts that moved sideways, because each chart has to be viewed itself. If you go onto the Bitcoin dominance chart and you see the alt, see it dropping, and you just randomly buy any alts, it just does not make sense. It's just a total gamble. And that's what this is. Like, the people are literally just gambling. The only way you can actually make a proper informed decision is actually by looking at each chart itself. So as you can see, I like to chart a few different altcoins here. That's Ethereum, Litecoin, Link, Tezos, and EOS. I trade all of these over on Bybit. Okay, so I suppose what I'll do right now is we'll load up this. We'll load up this. And this is another account I have. So I have a lot of different accounts, but this is one that I'm currently in at the moment. And I want to try and load this up. Trade. This is really glitchy at the moment. I don't know why I cannot do this. Oh man. Let me just try and do something a second, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man. There we go. That's worked. Right. So basically, you have to look at each chart in its own way. Okay, so I am actually really interested in EOS. I've been on and off EOS for the past few weeks now. Okay, since it really tried to bottom down there, probably for the last week, I've been in and out of EOS. Okay, because I think this is an interesting chart. Again, I really want to highlight. I'm not trying to shield this coin. I'm not saying to buy this coin. You know, I just want to highlight that. I'm really, really, really not trying to tell anybody to buy this. You got to do your own analysis, do your own ideas. But personally, I don't know. I've just been in and out of this one over the last few weeks. I think it's an interesting point. But it's really important monthly level. And as you can see, it's been resistance again. And it's just like, okay, I think it would be really interesting if we can clear this. So I'm not in a leveraged position, and the amount I hold on it is absolutely tiny. But I decided to like convert a little bit of Bitcoin into EOS, because obviously where I trade EOS is going to be over on Bybit. That's the only place I trade. But I mean, I was like, let's just hold just a tiny amount of spot EOS, and if I see the option for a leveraged position, I'll leverage into it. But we're not really holding a lot at all. But I can look at trading this, because I just feel EOS is at a really interesting point. Why do I feel it's really interesting? Well, just look at the chart. I've been speaking about EOS quite a bit. Obviously the chart looks absolutely quote unquote awful. I'm not going to lie. The chart looks really, really, really bad. But I just have this really important monthly level. And I do feel as if we clear that monthly, it has great upside potential. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I just really feel that EOS is a coin, personally, which I think has potential to move to the upside. But again, it has to clear the resistance. It does have to clear that monthly resistance level. But if we can clear that monthly resistance, I am expecting a really, really nice move on EOS. And that's purely based off of the chart. It's purely based off of the technical analysis. I have this 800 sat resistance level. Again, I trade this on Bybit. Okay, so I just want to emphasize, I trade this on Bybit only. But if we can clear this 800 sat resistance level, I am expecting good things on EOS, to be honest with you. Again, I'm not going to hold this forever. I'm not going to hodl it, but I am going to trade it technically. And I really feel that if we can clear this monthly level, I'll be happy to take a leveraged position on it and essentially looking to trade the range, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, we had the highs up here. We have the lows down here, really. Okay, so we have the lows down here. As you can see, we actually was above the high, back down, above the high, back down, above the low, back in. So if we are remaining range bound here, we can essentially envision this. Okay. That is a nice move to the upside, but it does have to clear this monthly, obviously. It does have to clear that. The EOS is a really interesting coin for me. I'm kind of very interested in it. Essentially just trading the range. Okay, essentially just trading this range. And this is a very technical setup. It's very obvious where you're wrong, isn't it? And if it comes back below the low, it's very obvious where you're right, and it really needs to clear that monthly. And I think you're looking up to the top of the range. Obviously, if it breaks out, well, the targets are going to be absolutely crazy massive. But for now, you got to clear that monthly. Then I'd just be saying you're looking up to that top level. Yeah, that's my perspective on EOS. Just a really basic, simple perspective. One level to clear. If you can clear that one level, I think you've got a massive move to the upside. And this is like a 20% move. That's massive. Again, I'm not saying whether EOS is a good. This is my perspective. So I want to highlight for you all my perspective on altcoins, and that is that 99.9% of the altcoins are probably going to be absolutely vaporware. They're absolutely worthless. And I am not an investor. Okay, so that's the most important thing here. I don't invest in the altcoins. I couldn't care less whether EOS is a good project or EOS is a bad project. I couldn't care less about any of these altcoins. I literally don't care what the project is. All I care about is the chart. And if the chart looks pretty decent, I'll look to buy. If the chart looks pretty decent, I'm not going to buy. And for me, it just shows that there's an opportunity here. Obviously, we're a little bit early because I'd like to see that monthly cleared, monthly resistance. But I feel, technically speaking, all we do is trade the charts, and there is a technical setup if we can clear that monthly. So yeah, that's my perspective really on EOS. I foresee there being a nice opportunity on EOS. Maybe in the near future, if it can reclaim that monthly level. It's the one that I'm kind of the most interested in, I suppose. Because I just feel it's a really simple setup. It's a really, really, really simple setup on an altcoin that looks absolutely, absolutely awful. Just looks rubbish, doesn't it? It looks absolute rubbish. And it is, currently speaking, it is rubbish. So it only really gets really nice for a short-term trade. Again, it could move up to the top of the channel, then dump off the face of the earth again. It could even do it from here. But I'm just saying, in the near term, I see potential on the coin. Enough to be interested in for a small amount of money, So I think that's pretty interesting anyway. That's EOS. I know there's a lot of altcoins at the moment. If you love altcoins, we obviously have the whole altcoin section. And I know people at the moment are absolutely loving the altcoins. So you're seeing setup day after day after day after day on the altcoins over here. Yeah, I mean, there are setups, so many setups. I know. I just want to point out the one that Mike made. Oh, Popeye is great on these altcoins, by the way. Whatever this thing is, I saw that he was trading this 1 inch. whatever altcoin that is, but I saw he was trading that, making good gains. I know the one that Mike was trading, that was insane. We're trading a lot of Link. Where was that Mike? I'm not sure whether he's in here or not at the moment. But yeah, look at this one. This one was crazy. So Mike was trading this thing called Tell, whatever Tell is. And he made on this one in the end 200% gains from the entry. I mean, obviously there's potential on the altcoins. I'm not going to lie. There is obviously potential on the altcoins. But for me personally, I just have like no interest in the alts, like absolutely no interest at all in the altcoins. Well, I guess I have a small interest because I want to trade some of them. But in terms of like finding the random alts that like can be gold mines, I'm not really that interested in them. But obviously, if you do like altcoins, we have people talking about it all day, every day, over in here. But yeah, I mean, yes, I think Mike found Tell, which pumps like 200%. He found. Oh, we're getting a move up on Bitcoin, by the way. So we're getting a move up on Bitcoin. I'm absolutely fine with this, by the way. We are getting a slight move up here. We'll check to see what the volume is like. Yeah, I'd say that if we can take this, if we can move back above those highs, yeah, I think that we can look towards the top of the higher the range. Obviously, that will then change these lower highs. So be looking to, I would say could be looking up to that $38,000 level, essentially trading the range. Okay, so this was a short like yesterday, but again, I'm not really that bothered if I get stopped out in the rest of the position. But we can essentially be looking for this range to continue. I see no reason why we can't. So that would be the low, that would be the low, back up to the high, back up to the high, and essentially a range. The volume on this is, it's not, it's pretty decent for the 1 minute chart, I suppose. Open interest on this, like, wow, you're actually getting a lot of new people buying at the moment. So you are getting a lot of new people buying. In these two candles, you saw 8.6 million new longs open, and you saw 14 million new longs open. These are people like opening longs as we speak. Okay. So yeah, people are opening their long positions right now. And I suppose if we can clear those highs, it does look like we can continue the range here, which is really simply from the lows back up to the highs. I don't think that is anything like unexpected, to be honest. It's not really that unexpected. Essentially, yeah, low to high, low to high, low to high. But we are going to have to obviously clear these these highs here, because currently you have to remember this is a lower high, lower high. This could be another lower high. So you are going to have to clear this local lower high structure. But if you can clear that local lower high structure, then I would say it looks pretty nice to get that $38,000 level, to be honest. Suppose you have this resistance. You do have maybe a little bit of a triangle-ish forming here. So what we could say, I like to do this a little bit conservative, but we take this move from this low to this high. If we were to break to the outside of the triangle, it basically brings us to resistance. Yeah. So we almost have this triangle-esque pattern forming at the moment. And we could say that if we break out to the top of the triangle, we look towards 38,000. If we break to the low of the triangle, we still look to that 33,600, 800 level. So essentially it is range bound. Okay, really, essentially, it's range bound at the moment. I'm not expecting anything massive. To be honest, I'm really not expecting anything massive today. So if we can just remain range bound, that's fine for me. So yeah, we're getting a bit of volume obviously coming in there, but still unable to currently anyway take out those highs. So this is still a low high. Maybe it can break out though. Got two donations here. One person asking for Litecoin. One person saying any $500 changes. I don't know what you mean by this. And he will do any $500 changes. I honestly have no idea what this means. Honestly, I have no idea what you mean by that. Sorry. Sorry. I just honestly don't know what you mean by the coin. You're going to have to expand, because I'm not sure what you mean by will do any $500 changes. Yeah, I'm a bit confused on what you mean by that. You want to reply, you can let me know, but I'm not too sure what you mean. Yeah, Litecoin, I think, is like, and just like this, Litecoin is one of the most boringest altcoins at the moment. It's literally just doing nothing. It's been going sideways for a long time. Like, this is probably the most boring altcoin of them all. For the past 119 days, it's literally been doing nothing. Yeah, my perspective on this is that it just looks absolutely really boring. I mean, if this was Bitcoin, it would obviously be for myself anyway. I'd class it as a little bit more interesting because I could trade it, but I don't really enjoy trading the alts so much when they're just like this. But essentially, kind of just remember how you were looking at Bitcoin, and we can expect a range. Well, currently, Litecoin is the most sideways altcoin of them all. So you currently still have these like lows and highs. So if this is the range, you went from the lower the range to the higher the range to the lower the range to the higher the range. It can come down to the lower the range and back up to the higher the range, exactly like Bitcoin, like on the lower term time frames. It just looks, Litecoin just looks really, really, really sideways. Like it literally is just in a massive range. Now, obviously does provide good trades. You have to remember, if you had traded the low of the range back up to the high here, you would have made a profit of 7%. Okay, 7% in a few days is crazy. Like that is a massive, massive, massive move. So there is a range to be traded there or not, Litecoin. But ultimately it is a little bit stale, isn't it? It's a little bit boring. In terms of altcoins where everybody loves the excitement, it's a little bit stale in terms of it's just not really doing anything. And literally for the past over 100 days now, it's not actually been doing anything. You could argue that's obviously accumulation. So maybe it's like ready for a really big move up, but you want to see a breakout really of that bigger term time frame range. And as it stands, you can just keep trading the range from lows to the highs to lows to the highs. I mean, exactly the same as Bitcoin, exactly the same. It is literally just going low, high, low, high, low. And what happened here? Anybody buying the breakout got absolutely wrecked as you come back down. Anybody trying to short the breakdown, wrecked as it comes straight back up. Okay, so once again, long the lows, short the highs, trade the range. Okay, that's what you'll be, again, no financial advice, but that's what you could be looking to do over on Litecoin, to be honest. Challenges. We'll do any $500 challenges. What is a $500 challenge? Honestly, I'm really sorry, but I have no idea what the $500 challenge is. I'm honestly really sorry because I have no idea what you mean of the $500 challenge. I just have no idea what that means. I'm really, really, really sorry. I have no idea what that means. The $500 challenges. I apologize, but I am going to be unable to answer the question because I don't really know what you mean by $500 challenges. If you can expand upon it, I can answer, but I just don't really know what you mean by will I do $500 challenge. So I guess my answer is no, because I don't know what it is. Oh my god, that's absolutely crazy. A comment saying, "Can I look at Poly BTC?" I can remember looking at Poly absolutely years ago. Wow, I haven't looked at that altcoin literally I cannot remember. I remember that altcoin, and it had like massive pump, and then it dumped absolutely massively. Wow, I have not looked at Poly since I can remember. I'm gonna say, by the way, that this is gonna be I've kind of tried to emphasize this in the past, but I know we have a lot of new people in here. But you can honestly stop with the requests with the donation, because this is going to be the last altcoin that I take on a request. So I'll take a look at Poly for you, but then I am going to stop looking at the alts off of requests. But I will look at this. I can remember the last time I looked at this was absolutely years ago. Well, probably about a year and a half ago, but let's see what it's doing. Yeah, I kind of remember this alt. And I think I remember it when it done that really big, really big wick to the downside. But again, man, I just don't think there's anything interesting about the coin. For the past 450 days, it's been looking quite bad. I want to say. Again, I have no idea what the altcoin is. I have no idea about the fundamentals of the altcoin. But from the chart, that's just not something I would be that. I mean, you don't really even have, I suppose let's just see what we have in here. Okay, so you're right on the point of control. So I'd say you have a pretty big level. If you look at this in terms of a big resistance, that's really big resistance there, isn't it? So I suppose it's kind of like EOS almost. If you can clear those big resistances, then it starts to look a little bit better, doesn't it? So if you actually start to clear that, which is basically that 330 sat. So you can actually see here on the lower term time frames how you've come into that level, you rejected. Come into that level, you move down a total of, in terms of percent, it's 28%. So really, if you can start to clear that resistance, so if you can start to clear that resistance, then I'd say arguably, yeah, it looks pretty nice. But my perspective on the chart really is, it's a little bit, I mean, while it's down at these very lows here, I personally, this is the way that I would approach it. I would prefer to literally miss out on the bottom pump of 20% and buy it when it's showing a little bit of strength. Again, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You can make your own decision, but my perspective literally would be that I would literally prefer to miss the bottom 20% of the pump and get in when it's showing a bit of strength. Okay, and I'd argue that the strength here is above that big POC and that high volume node, which is really coming in there about 330 sats. So if you can clear 330 sats, then yeah, absolutely, it would look pretty. It would look a lot better. It would just look a lot better. I'd say you have somewhat of a downtrend channel on this. We just look at this like this. We have a downtrend channel. So you can see how that downtrend channel is also coming in at around that 330. So that looks like a big level. I'd say if you can reclaim that, yeah, it looks really, really, really good. Like, well, that's the wrong word. It doesn't look really, really, really good, but it looks acceptable for me to, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I would not trade this coin, even if it broke out. It's like one of those that I just be like, I couldn't care less. But yeah, there we go. That's my analysis for you on this coin. That it looks pretty bad at the moment. In my opinion, it looks pretty bad. I would be more than comfortable if I even wanted to trade this, missing the first 20% move here and getting in, showing a bit of strength, because then you would break out of this downtrend channel and clear that resistance. So if you can clear 330 sats, it looks really nice for a move to the upside. But until then, it's not something I would really be that interested in. That's it on Poly. I'm done with Poly. We'll see how that progresses. Maybe we'll look at it in another year. But yeah, there you go. The other comments I have here are, love the videos. Thank you very much, Matthew. I kept being stopped out by setting a 3% stop loss. How should a noob? Yes, that's a really bad thing to do. It's a really bad thing to do. Just setting an arbitrary stop loss like that of 3%. You are going to lose money. You're going to lose money, and you're going to lose money once again. Setting arbitrary stop losses are not the way to do things. That is not how you want to trade. You are going to be continuously losing money. What I do recommend is literally on our website, we do have the beginners module. So inside of the beginners module, we will have a section that's talking about your trade size and your risk management. So how to manage your stop loss, how to create stop losses. Okay. Bitcoin is currently trying to get that move to the upside. I'm going to reduce my position here because why not? It's pretty nice. So let's just switch this around. Okay, that's that sorted. Okay, and back where we were. Yeah, we have the beginners module obviously on the website. That's going to teach you how to actually use your correct risk management, how to use the correct position sizing, trading with your leverage. So this is really important, and this is absolutely free. So my answer to you, Matthew, is going to be very simple. And the answer is going to be, you can sign up for absolute free on the website. And that is going to tell you a way of calculating the correct stop loss size. Okay, that will teach you essentially how to do that. We'll just post it here. But yeah, that's absolutely free in the beginners series. So yeah, that's something I want to bring your attention to. We're getting this breakout here on the Bitcoin chart, by the way. I am pretty happy I reduced that. But we are trying to break these highs. So we're back up against those highs. So the volume here on the break, 26 mil. Wow, that's actually really, really massive. We just saw a 25 million long position open. So yeah, that's looking pretty nice. As long as we can close above this, it looks brilliant. That's 28 million new long opening. Obviously you want to hold that high, but that is a big volume move to the upside, to be fair. Okay, what I'd be saying now is as long as we can hold this high, which means close above it, not swing failure pattern. So if you know what a swing failure pattern is, you do not want to swing failure that. As long as you can hold that with a close, it looks really nice to move back up towards those highs. Okay, it really does. And essentially remain range bound. At those highs, you can monitor again, but essentially it really does look like it's a range bound day. Again, I'm going to highlight one more time, as long as you can close above that level and there's no swing failure pattern, but that looks absolutely brilliant. It really does. You're seeing 36 million long. You're seeing a massive long open right now. Absolutely massive long. That's massive. Massive, massive, massive long through the level. Okay, so if we can actually breach this with the close, you're looking up to what I would say towards $38,000. That is a massive long opening right there. 50 million. Wow. This is a new long opening now, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually seeing a 52 million long position open. This is absolutely crazy. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Look, I'd say you'll be looking up towards this level next, 38,000. That's a massive, massive, massive long that's just opened. 53 million new long open. That is absolutely crazy. Well, now, obviously, I'd say your important support really would be that last high. You don't really want to lose that. I'd say I'll give you down to this high. Obviously, yeah, that looks pretty nice. In terms of the volume that came in there, as long as it doesn't get sold into, but that was a new long opening, 50 million long that just opened literally. So ultimately, I would say it's still likely that you remain range bound here then. So I'd still say it's ultimately likely that we are going to remain range bound, to be honest with you. Again, what can we do at those highs? You can see, are we actually going to break those highs? Or is it a deviation? If we range back down to the low, is it a deviation? Or do you get, these are the sort of breaks that are really nice. Like that's a 50 million long opening. That's pretty nice breakout in terms of the volume. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But that's obviously pretty bullish, to be honest. In your opinion, what will it take for Bitcoin to hit 50K and to break this resistance? Something like this. Somebody longing like this. This is crazy. That is a massive long open. That's really, really, really great. That's really bullish because you just literally see 58 million long open. So you'd want to see something like that, basically. If you are to break up to the $50,000 resistance, each time you approach those resistances, you're going to want to see that amount of volume coming in. Okay, so again, you have to breach this resistance here. You have to breach this resistance here. If we can start to breach those two resistances with volume that we've just seen, that's a 58 million long position open. That's crazy big volume. You can actually envision that to break out very nicely to the upside. But again, you need to see the volume come in here, and you need to see the volume come in here. If it does what it's just done right now, that would look very bullish. And yeah, you could definitely see $50,000. Without a doubt. I have no doubt that you can see 50,000. The longs are still opening. There's 59 million long that's just opened as we're speaking. Like, that's crazy. Really, really, really crazy. 59 million long that has literally just opened like that. So that's what we talk about volume. Okay, that's what we talk about volume, confirmation. Like, that is a break. That is a really strong break of the level, because you literally just saw 60 million long open. That is extremely big, ladies and gentlemen. That is extremely, extremely big. That is absolutely massive. Let me just manage this. That is absolutely massive. That is 63 million long opening right now as we speak. That is a massive, massive, massive position. And that's what we call like confirmation when you break that level. When you break a level, you sort of, if you see that come in, it's like, wow, okay, that's really big. 67 million. 67 million long that has literally just opened. Okay, that's massive. Right on 12 p.m. Igor, man. Igor, you are the guy that's literally opening these massive longs. I'm sure Igor is the guy that's opening those long positions. It has to be. It just has to be. It has to be. Igor, nice time to start the bump. Literally, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. The New York start. I'm going to show you this because that is absolutely incredible. That is absolutely like literally. I do think that Igor is the guy that's pumping the market. How could it not be? I mean, this guy literally just on his session. Look where the session starts. Look where the session starts, and look where the pump begins. New York session started right there. As soon as New York session started, you had a 50 million long position open. That is just absolutely insane. That is honestly insane. As soon as it opened, you saw the massive pump. Igor, I'm sure you are the market maker, literally. Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. That is absolutely crazy. But yeah, that was right on the Igor session. Literally right on the Igor session there. You had that massive increase. But yeah, that's obviously looking great in terms of like the bullish scenario. I mean, you've literally just saw over 70 million long just open. That is massive. Again, still just trading the range because we don't have to be like really bullish or bearish. It's literally, to be honest, it just looks like it continued the rotation. Obviously, when Bitcoin, yeah, it probably just continued a rotation. That is a massive long that literally just opened there. 67 million. Wow. Yeah, that is massive. And I'd say that is a nice breakout because you had the volume. Because you had the volume behind it, that is really kind of like of confirming that high that's been broken. It's a really nice move to the upside, I would say. You know, it's hard to argue against that. You've literally just saw someone open a massive long. Yeah, that's at least to continue the range. Again, I'm not going to be like euphoric saying, oh, this is really massive. I'm just going to be like, yeah, that's actually a pretty nice break. That, you know, that if you break a level, you want to see that sort of volume. You know, but yeah, that's the sort of volume you want to see on the breaks. Igor, lovely. Man, that guy literally to the minute gets that gets that pump. That is insane. Yeah, man, that's crazy. I reckon ultimately we remain range bound then. So it has now broken this in terms of this high. But remember, the bigger range that you have at the moment is I'd say this one, because this was your high that made the low. This was intraday. So remember this. Like, this is important, ladies and gentlemen, that this high that we've taken here is still an intraday pivot of the last high and low made. So these are intraday moves. This is the big pivot to clear, and this is the big pivot to clear. But obviously it looks really nice to move up to here. Be surprising if it doesn't reach it when you've seen that much volume come in. Like, you've got to be pretty bullish at least up to the next pivot, and then you go again. What volume comes in at this pivot? If you see another 60 million long open, well, it's pretty likely we move up again. But if you only see like 2 million come in, well, it's probably going to rotate back down to the lows. But basically right now, that's the big pivot high, that's the big pivot low. This is all intraday moves, but it does look likely that we can get this move up to the top of the range. Do we then break out of the range? If so, we move up to this pivot. If we do not get the volume coming in up at those highs, then we will likely rotate back down to the lows. So it's range bound until proven otherwise. That is a massive volume move. You're still seeing the buys coming in now. That's really bullish. It's really bullish. You know, it's really bullish. But again, it does have to break this top pivot with volume. If you cannot break the top pivot with volume, then it becomes a little bit more range bound. Again, neither bullish nor bearish. Essentially just range bound. But yeah, I think that you can expect that move at least up to those highs. Again, give it a little box, a little bit below, a little bit above. But that is massive volume that's just come in. That is absolutely crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. But there you go. You've seen live in the moment what we'd be looking for. So if you're wanting to trade like breakouts, like that's what you want to see. 67 million delta. That is massively bullish. Again, intraday up to the next pivot. But so to answer your question, my friends, In your opinion, what will it take for Bitcoin to break above the current range towards 50K? This. You want to see that sort of volume coming in up at those highs, because that is an absolutely crazy long, massive, 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 massive long. That is so big. I just want to, like, that is so big. That's what she said. But yeah, that's massive long. Looks really, really, really good. I gotta say, it looks really good. And if we do not break up here, I'd be surprised. Like, that would be surprising if we do not make it up to here at least. Maybe we break out of this up to the next pivot, or maybe we get the low volume break and we come back down. That's the only thing that will determine, are we breaking out here for real or not. But as it stands, that volume is crazy massive. The buys are still coming in. That's another million. I'm gonna manage this one more time, because that is another $1 million. Sorry, another $11 million long there. That is absolutely crazy. Let me just do this a second. Look at that though, ladies and gentlemen. We're seeing absolutely crazy big volume there. Massive. So you literally are pumping because people really are buying this hard. And again, we're going to be saying to ourselves, okay, it looks like as if it's going to come up to this pivot high. Are we then going to break this pivot with more volume coming in again, and then we can trade it up to our next pivot? Or will it remain range bound and we come up to our pivot high and the volume dies and we start to range back down to the lows? It might do this where it ranges back down to this low before coming up again. I'll give you the point of control of this range. That is coming in at 35,000. So it could potentially do something such as this, potentially. If you do not get the volume, then it could potentially do this, and then maybe you bounce off the point of control. Or you lose the point of control and you range to the lows. But as it stands, that's a high volume break. Would be looking towards that upper pivot. Okay, massive, 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 massive volume. Like, it's not often you see this, like, especially at a random point in the day like that. Yeah, that's not, like, that's not so expected. But yeah, that's obviously crazy. So for now, I'm just looking to ride spot basically up to those highs. And we'll see how it goes from there. But that is massive volume. I'm glad that you all saw this live in the time. I'm really glad you all saw that, because that is exactly what you're looking for confirmation of a breakout. If you see that sort of volume coming in, you got your confirmation. You really do. So that is absolutely wonderful. I'm so happy that you all saw that, because that is exactly what you're looking for. When we talk about volume of a confirmation of a break, that's what you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you're looking at. Oh, I'm happy I made the live stream just so you could see that. So you have literally seen what we'd be looking for saying confirmation of a breakout. That is the sort of volume you want to see. Yeah, that's massive. That is so massive. Yeah, so this is the resistance I suppose you're up against at the moment. So you're back up against this, which is coming in at 33390. So you're obviously coming into a bit here. Didn't have any CCV setups or anything, but you obviously got that input. So you can still backtest that last high, and you don't want to see it lost. So what you're saying now is that would be an important support level, really. That 36,700. As long as you hold that, you got to be thinking that comes up to the higher of the range. So that's a massive, massive. Just want to emphasize like how big that volume is. I'm seeing this on Exo charts. So this is a website that I like to use. Again, you can see this on Exo. You can see this on Sierra charts. You can see this on Atos. You can see this on Tiger Trade. There's so many websites. Like, you can make the decision of which one you want to use. But this is Exo charts. But there's a few different platforms where you can see this information. But this one that you're seeing right now is Exo. Again, you can use Sierra charts, Atos, Exo, Tiger Trader. Those are the main ones for your cryptocurrency. But yeah, now basically your important support would be that breakout level. So you can see here where that volume started to come in. So this is the important support now. Okay, for us to move up to the higher range, it can do a back test. So what you have to remember, you can back test these levels. So if you get the back test, that back test is coming in at 36,900. That would be the back test that I'd be looking at. Okay, and that would obviously offer your potential long trade on the back test of the levels. But those naked point of controls, they really do like to get hit. Hit it here for the move down, hit it here for the move back up. just hit it here. This is it today. But yeah, the volume on that break was absolutely crazy big, massive. Yeah, you know, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just really, really, really happy that you managed to see this live in the action, because that is exactly what we're looking for. Like that sort of volume, it is just like, that's the sort of volume that you're looking for to get these confirmations. The way that it happened right on the New York Open here, or the Eagle session, so to speak, was really, really great. I do think that you can get the back test. If you get the back test, you're obviously looking for that back test of around those last highs, which would give you a back test of really that previous day value area high, 36,750. So that's your support. You've got a really obvious support there of the previous day value area high, and you've got that really obvious resistance. If you get the high volume break of resistance, I think you look up to your next pivot. If you actually get the low volume break, I think you can look back down towards the point of control, see the reaction. Do you bounce, or do you lose the level and rotate back down to the lows? That's what I'd be literally looking at. Are we going to remain range bound here, or are we actually going to be breaking out here on Bitcoin? To get the breakout on Bitcoin, we do need to see another increase in volume. You want to see the volume increasing as you're going up, not declining. So the increase in volume is really, 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 really important. I am honestly very happy that you saw this live in the time, so you can kind of see what you're looking at in terms of the volume. I suppose if you're enjoying this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, we can try and get this to 1,000 likes. That would be absolutely wonderful. 1,000 likes. Let's see if we can get that to 1,000. We've got 1,600 people in here. If we can get that to 1,000, that'd be really brilliant. And I know people actually like me streaming at this time, because I was debating not doing a stream at 11 a.m. I didn't know how many people would be interested in it, but it actually seems like we got quite a lot of interest. Not as much as normal, obviously, because we normally averaging like 2,000 likes. But I don't think we're going to get that on this one, because it's not peak time. A lot of people are sleeping or in work, maybe. But as it stands, I think this looks absolutely brilliant. I really do. I think it looks brilliant to at least come back up to this high. And if we get the back test, then that's where you obviously get offered a leveraged position, I would say. Oh, wow. There we go. Thank you ever so much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the 1,000 likes on the video. That is absolutely wonderful. It does show me, what it shows me is it shows me that you're actually interested in me live streaming at these sort of times. So that's really good. You know, what we've been looking at here, we were going over, to start the video, we were going over our current, which would have been like this on our lower term time frames. Remember, we were going over our high, our low. This was potentially our lower high for a potential lower low, but instead of putting in the lower high here, we have actually broken the lower highs. So that has put in a new high, and what we're going off of now is a potential low, high, higher low. This could be our higher high. We can put in the higher low, or then to come up to our resistance. So you can still see the higher low for the higher high here. That's fine. What you don't want to do is obviously break this pivot low. That would be a bit more bearish, because then you'd see a massive, massive, massive underwater long. But yeah, basically that's what we've been going over. I was discussing how we could expect today to be a bit of a slow day. Obviously, it's a nice move up here, but ultimately we're range bound until proven otherwise. So that's all I'd say. I'm not really massively bullish, not really massively bearish. Taking this a bit, you know, not so. I don't know. For me, it's just like, okay, it's range bound. If we break the top of that range, yeah, obviously it's breaking the range. But as it stands, it is not breaking that range. Okay. So, you know, it's not really, you know, you don't need to be euphoric. You don't need to be bearish either at the moment. You can be really neutral. Like literally this for me is just neutral. I guess it's a little bit more bullish locally than bearish, to be fair, especially because you are also rotating at the moment. Obviously, I'll remind you one more time what happened here. We swing failure pattern that high last night. We come back down into our support zone. What we actually done though was come into, was that the CC? Yeah, you come into your CC. You obviously found support off of the swing failure pattern into the CC. You've then got an impulse decline coming back up for that impulse. If we look at the measured move of this, we've got the measured move coming in at 37,843. So our measured move is coming in here. I actually missed this long. So this is one that I missed. I missed this long last night because I was asleep. Unfortunately, that move happened at 5 a.m. So yeah, I was asleep during this move off of the CC, which is a little bit unfortunate. But what can you do? People have got to sleep. But yeah, you actually did bounce off the CC. You've come back up here. Yeah, and at the moment, I'm just kind of going to remain patient. I'd like to see a retest of the level for a leveraged position, back up to that range high. To be fair, um, and then I'll monitor it here. I'm open for taking shorts here. You know, this box, I'm open for taking shorts on the box to try and trade the range. And if I get it wrong and it breaks out, you know, I'm not gonna like. I'll just go into a long position really. um, yeah, there you go. Any other? Oh, thank you so much. Donation and saying, come on, guys, leave a like. The likes really, really, really help the channel. Um, the likes help the channel. So yeah, I know it's all appreciated. I'm here for helping you, giving you some education. Exactly what we're looking at here. Just supports the resistances. Um, yeah. I want to try and find something a second really quickly. Where can I find this? What is this called? Um, yeah, what I want to do is it is just brought to my attention that people keep mentioning this altcoin called GRT, and I want to bring this one to your attention that Mike inside of the group, the coach at Chart Champions, bought GRT at the absolute low, and he has made thousands of percent on that coin. So if you're interested in these random altcoins, Mike is kind of the guy. He got TEL for 250% gain. He got GRT for a this is still going for him. He's in like thousands of percent. Like this, yeah, this guy is kind of, he has kind of just been nailing the alts. I think like Vector MD is the altcoin guy. We got Mike as the altcoin guy. You got Popeye as the altcoin guy. But literally, Mike this year has got TEL, he's got GRT, and he got WRX for each of them over 100% gains. Like, yeah, like this guy, like Corey says, like nailed it. He has nailed those alts. That's crazy, man. But yeah, I see the guy that keeps mentioning GRT, and Mike literally got a 1000% gain on GRT. Oh man. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say there. I'm probably going to wrap up the stream. I'm going to say the retest is important. Like for me, I'd like to see the retest, which does mean a decline in price, obviously. But I'd like to see the retest because then that offers like a leverage position. Okay, so your obviously support there is coming in at 36,750. 36,750 is your retest level. You're looking at up to try and trade it up to the range high. If you get volume coming in at the range high, it looks really bullish to trade it up to your next pivot. If you actually do not get the volume coming at that range high, then what that means is that you can get the rotation back down towards the lows. So the volume is the crucial thing right now. The volume is the crucial thing. Okay, if you can get this back test, it obviously provides a nice long setup back up to there. The invalidate, you really don't want to see it coming below there. Otherwise, it looks like a massive fake out. But yeah, that's kind of my viewpoint at the moment. The volume on the break was really nice. The back test would be the most perfect opportunity. Trade it back up to the range high. If you do not get the volume coming in at the range high, well, guess what? You can get a short all the way back down to the range low. It's really simply. And continue to train the range. If you get the volume on the breakout, look for the next pivot high. If you get the volume on the breakdown, look for the next pivot low. Again, it's not trying to predict, but it's just kind of trade what happens, I suppose, on those breaks. But yeah, that's kind of my viewpoint. I am going to go and get some lunch right now. It is 12:30. I'm very hungry. I hope you've enjoyed this live stream in the day. I've given you now some really key levels to be aware of. I've given you the retest that I'd be interested in. Like I wouldn't buy. I'd like the retest basically. So the retest is the next level of interest. Then I've given you the pivot high of the range. I've given you the pivot low of the range, and then I've given you the breakout targets for if we break the upside of the range or if we break to the downside of the range. But until proven otherwise, we will be looking to trade the range. The only way you get a break of the range to the high or to the downside is if you get massive volume coming in, like you literally saw on this stream today. So yeah, partly I'm hungry, partly I'm out of water. So that is it. If you're interested in learning about this, so the theory behind these sort of views, the templates, the volume coming in, these session templates, all of the templates, all of the theory behind this, it's obviously over at chartchampions.com. But yeah, that's going to be me signing off for this live stream. I want to thank you all so much. I really hope that it's helped some people, and enjoy yourselves. Thank you ever so much, everybody, and I will catch you in a live stream very shortly. So have a brilliant day, everybody. Thank you and goodbye.